Hey guys, how's it going? Hope everybody is doing well out there today. Here recently, the folks over at Speedefy reached out to me and asked me to compare their AX1800 Wi-Fi 6 router to actually a comparably spec'd TP-Link AX1800 router. Both of the hardware is going to be very, very similar as far as quad-core ARM processors. Again, the AX1800 with all of the newest Wi-Fi features. So in this video, what I want to do is actually kind of compare and contrast the two different devices and show kind of what you get with each one of them. I guess that said, I should mention this video is sponsored by Speedefy. As I mentioned, these devices are similarly spec'd, so both devices are going to have all of the standard stuff like 2.4 and 5 gig Wi-Fi 6, OFDMA, guest networks, parental controls, QoS, firewalls, port forwarding, IPTV priority support, and dynamic DNS. So what we're really looking for here is how do they stack up against each other with regards to their speeds. Okay, so here are the test results that I got from when I did speed tests hardwired into each of the devices on that I've got set up here. Of course, the first one is my Xfinity X1 modem. That is plugged straight in, and that's where I'm going to get my best speeds, obviously. We got about 922 megs down with that and about 41 up. The Speedefy was slower at 840, so let's call it 842, 843 megs down, and 39.6 up, so definitely slower. The TP-Link did come in faster for both download and upload speeds, but I would honestly say that these are all kind of within margin of error based on the time of day that I was recording or doing these tests and that sort of thing. So I would imagine that these numbers would fluctuate like that, even if I were to do the same thing on the Xfinity device solely. I know I screwed up my testing methodology here, and I should have done 3 tests on each one and then taken an average. I didn't, so that was a failure on my part. But I would call these all within margin of error, again, based on mid-afternoon when I tested all of this stuff. Okay, so here are the wireless speed tests from both devices. I was unable to connect wirelessly to my X1, so I didn't include any of the results there because there weren't any. However, I did test both of these devices in 4 different locations. One sitting here at my desk, basically right next to the devices. One in the bedroom, one in the garage, and one in the front yard. Those are kind of the main places I would be where I would want to connect to those, or where I want to connect to my wireless network. I made sure I stood the exact same spot on each of these. I was connected to 5G on both of these. So if we take a look, the living room right next to it, Speedefy did considerably better, almost 20 megs better, 15 megs better down, and about 10 megs better up. Now in the bedroom, which was kind of surprising here, Speedefy did worse by about 80 megs down, but did better in the up by a bit. In the garage, my speeds on Speedefy were nearly double, or more than double actually, for both upload and download. So pretty impressed with that. And then of course out in the front yard where I might hang out and just kind of watch the world go by, the Speedefy was definitely faster, both upload and download speeds. So really it was just in this one case right here, which I think may have just been an anomaly, where the overall the Speedefy had faster Wi-Fi speeds across the board on every test that I did. So there is actually one thing that I forgot to mention while I was doing the initial recording of this. So I came back to make this little segment right here, and that is that when I was going through the setup process of each of the devices, getting it unpacked, plugged in, both to the internet as well as the power, I will say that the Speedefy was much faster and easier to set up than the TP-Link was. And what I mean by that is once I got the Speedefy plugged in to both the internet and power, once it booted up, I was able to connect to it wirelessly and just get on the internet. But in order for me to get connected to the internet on the TP-Link, I had to get everything plugged in, connect to it via my desktop, go through a whole setup process, and then I was able to connect to the internet. Now, either one of those could be looked at as a pro or a con, depending on how you want to go through your setup process. I did just want to mention that the setup process, or the ability to get online with the Speedefy, was actually tons easier than it was for the TP-Link, just because I didn't have to go through a setup process before I was able to connect. Okay guys, there you go. There's a quick look at both the Speedefy as well as the TP-Link devices. I will say that for the price, I really do feel like for the average user, whether it's you who's just looking for a good, competent router, or maybe you've got a relative who doesn't need all of the bells and whistles. I think the Speedefy is a great option, especially at the price, and especially when you consider that there is a coupon code in the description down below to help you get this device even cheaper than its normal listed price. So let me know in the comment section down below which of these devices you prefer and why, what kind of things you look for in a router, those kinds of things. I'd love to hear that from you in the comment section down below. Again, I will have links to all of this in the description, so be sure to check that out. And I do want to give a big shout out to, Speedefy for sponsoring this video, of course, but also my viewers. You guys have made my ability to work with different companies possible. So thank you guys so much for continuing to view and subscribe to my channel. Also, my channel members, my Patreon members, thank you guys for the continued support. I really do appreciate you guys going the extra mile for me. That really does mean a lot. But I think with all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. As always, thanks for your time. I always appreciate your support, and I'll talk to you in the next video.